Today is Tuesday, the 25th day of June 2024. I am George Wenner and I am back here at Barnacle Point. We were last here in August and September of 2023, almost a year ago, and we're here at Barnacle Point. Now Barnacle Point has since changed ownership, and you can tell by the sign, the Chinese characters, what it says in Chinese and in English. No entry, private area. So beyond this gate, as we understand the sign, it's private area. This would have been the VIP entrance. And when we were here last, we were concerned with the construction of a pier going out into the water. If you remember, we did 2 episodes last year in August and September of the development. And so we're here. And we're concerned. We want to know what is being constructed here at this point. So if you can see what's happening, we'll make our way down. We navigate these boulders. So that's Shell Beach Marina, and that's the pier constructed by the owners, the new owners of Barnacle Point, taking in this portion of the bay. And it would appear that this construction of the pier going out, it's encircling this section to join. It would appear that this section where the freshly laid marl is, it's coming around to meet this section, thereby increasing the land area by several acres in this area of beach. So the question is, who authorized this? Did the Development Control Authority or even the Port Authority? The Port Authority is responsible for the pier. Here we see the dredge that has been conducting dredging operations in the Param Harbour Channel. They have been dredging, and that's Jumbi Bay. They have been dredging the channel here, and over on this side we see what has obtained, where the dredging operation, they are positing the dredge material, the sand and the silt, from in the center of the Param Harbour Channel to this spot in Shell Beach, and we see a barge. They are trying to salvage the sand while all this is ongoing. So the question is, for all these acres, several acres in this area, is it that they're reclaiming this area of beach? They're cutting off the beach, and is it that they're going to backfill this area, or they're turning this area into a lagoon? Either way, was the DCA notified? Either way, was the Port Authority notified? Either way, did the Port Authority sanction the construction of this pier? The Antigua Barbuda Port Authority sanctioned the construction of this pier, because no piers can be undertaken, any construction of any piers can be undertaken without the sanction and approval of the Port Authority and the DCA, the Development Control Authority. And so we want to know what's happening here. Now, this property, as we mentioned, is under new ownership. A Chinese national who is also a citizen of Antigua by the Citizen by Investment, Mr. Hangtao Duan. He is a person of interest to the Chinese authority. We know INTERPOL put out a red corner notice for his detention. And Real News broke that story a few weeks ago, and he disappeared. He left. Real News understand that he's back and this construction is undertaken. We want to know what's happening. What's happening here at Barnacle Point? We continue. So we have a situation where an excavator, apparently this excavator has been used in the construction of that pier. It's parked here, and this is the entrance right here. The excavator is parked here on the road. This is the entrance here going out to the pier. And the question remains, for the construction of the pier, who authorized the construction? Here we are at gate number 12 on the eastern end of runway 10. At the very end of runway 10 and beyond the signs, we see parked here two of the airplanes purporting to be that for intended use by Liat, the new airline. But just on the other side of the gate, we see similar limestones deposited here, similar to what was used to construct that pier going out into the sea on the northern side. This is the southern side of the property, and this is at the very end of runway 10, gate 12. Question: how did Mr. Hangtao Duan acquire all this property? And if we put a trace back from where it started, the initial size of the property and what obtains now. Where did all the add-ons come from? And in the changing of hands from Stanford to private ownership, how did the property expand to what obtains now? George Wenner holding their feet to the fire, keeping them honest.